What does $20 get me? $20 won't get you as much as $50. Right there, folks. Negotiating tactics have hit their peak. It's all downhill from here. They're going to keep cascading further and further, getting worse and worse and worse. There's no way that these negotiating tactics will ever hit the peak of popularity, the peak, the pinnacle of negotiating the right price for the right party favors between these two titans of intelligence in the deep, dark woods. There will never be intense, mind-bending, mind-blowing negotiations taking place between two more peak individuals in a setting that's somewhere on this earth, maybe on an alternate plane of existence, who knows, but you could get the right price for moonshine, other party favors to entertain your friends at a remote cabin in the deep, deep woods somewhere. Some woods, somewhere, whose woods these are, I have no clue. You can see all these negotiating tactics, all these dialogue exchanges, and so much less in Forest of Death, written and directed by Brendan Rudnitsky, who did The Girl in Cabin 13, The Haunting of Murder House, and other low-budget horror offerings. Check out his IMDb page for the full listing. And also written by Kellen Rudnitsky. No relation. No, definitely a relation. Had to get the Animaniacs reference in there. Same as Brendan. And also Kellen plays a guy named Brad. And it centers around a few people that somehow managed to book a remote cabin somewhere. I mean, it's a nice looking house, not necessarily a goddamn cabin, but that's the way it was written in the description on IMDb. And these people have the worst hosts, basically. There's a guy named Roger, another guy named Joe. Roger's a bit of a creep. And there's a couple, and that's Ashley and Tom. And then you have other friends. You have Tracy, and then you have a couple other people that interact here and there. But you have one couple, and then one, soon-to-be couple. If they gave it enough time, if they nurtured it along, and if you gave a shit. Yeah, basically there's something stalking them in the deep, dark woods. Because of course there is. We wouldn't have a horror movie concept if there wasn't. And from there, all these characters make monumentally stupid decisions, especially after hearing a campfire story about something going on in these woods. And they don't listen to the warning signs that are hitting them in the goddamn head, to the point that you have to wonder if all these characters, not the actors, the characters, sustained several major head injuries before each scene happened. Because honestly, every character making such stupid decisions, and look, I get it's low budget horror. You do the best you can as far as makeup, as far as shots and everything. And the only thing really that won me over in this movie was the soundtrack. The soundtrack was fine, and the cast did their best, and this would have worked better as a short film. It would have been over quicker. And I was willing to give this a chance, but within the first 20 minutes, I'm like, okay, no, this isn't good. They could have easily solved this damn thing by leaving at any point. And yes, that's horror movie 101, but honestly, it's astonishing that these characters were able to even get out of bed without even, just fucking breaking both ankles and then shattering their femurs and then shattering their elbows and getting their nose bone jammed in their goddamn skull like they got hit by Nicolas Cage at the beginning of Con Air. I mean, the characters, the actors, they did what they could. But this is certainly not the most egregiously bad horror movie that I've seen. And it uses, it kind of uses the old thing of the less you see of a great evil, the scarier it might be. That doesn't necessarily work here. That's pretty much all I have to say right there. I'm going to get into spoilers. It's on Tubi if you want to check it out. It's on Tubi or it's on Amazon. Wherever you want to go with. Gather some friends around. You might enjoy watching some low-budget schlock. But yeah, this was made by a group of people that clearly wanted to try and make a horror film project, and it didn't end up working out at all. It was pretty goddamn shit. Again, decent idea, but didn't really come together at all because every character was stupid and bad everything. 3, 2, 1, spoilers. Okay, so the soundtrack's fine. It's fine for what it is. There's a lot of filler. There's a lot of montages of people partying, people playing cards. And then at one point, they're walking in the woods that I swear was maybe a quarter of an acre. There's no way they could have gotten lost there. And then suddenly, boom, it's nightfall. Seriously, it just goes right to nightfall. And apparently the filter they used for this creature, that's a skinwalker, by the way, it's a skinwalker. It can take the form of anybody. We see this in the beginning when it takes over Brad. Brad, played by Kellen Rudnicki, who was staying in the same cabin. This was found out a little bit later in the film. You would think the characters would have known this, but no, they clearly couldn't figure that out because they're all idiots. And then, yeah, nobody can act like a normal human here. Everybody hears what Roger has to say about the fact that, there's something in these woods. It mimicked my wife who'd been dead for 6 years, and even though we rent this house out, don't be out at night, keep the fire going, it hates fire, all that, and that's about it. And I did find it kind of funny that one of the characters said that, well, this shit looks the same at night. You could have said that about the daytime, because really everything just looks like this movie is so, just meandering. I mean, any of the attempted scares just don't work at all. The voice throwing, when it's supposed to be like somebody, the skinwalker trying to do the voice, it's like they're being broadcast from another dimension. They don't bother to listen to Roger, who tells them literally everything that's going to happen. It's going to mimic the voice of somebody you love. It's going to mimic the look. It's going to do everything it can to separate you guys and take you over. And then we get campfire exposition by various characters, like, oh, well, this guy is really struggling with this, but he's got this girlfriend, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All these details about characters that don't really fucking matter. The soundtrack, again, not that bad. Wasn't certainly was the best part of the movie. And then they see that Brad's in the picture, and they find out that Brad was the guy that killed his girlfriend, always possessed, and he's all and the voices are all over. Why leave? No, don't leave. Don't be smart and leave this place that really you could have looked at and been like, this probably isn't the best idea. Then we get an awkward romance between Tracy and the other guy whose name escapes me right now, mainly because I didn't give a shit about the characters. And yeah, go off by yourself, you idiots. The blonde Ashley, she gets picked off, and then she's acting very aloof, which really wasn't much of a stretch given the level of writing in this. And then they call the cop, who's an hour away. He's not going to do anything except send a unit, and eventually that unit might come. Who knows, really? Who really cares? They decide, hey, let's stay by the fire. Let's make our own torches because people are getting picked off. Because you have Tom the Piper's son, got all stabbed and away he went. Ashley's like, give me Tom, I'll let you go. Fine, I'll just kill you all. Dialogue exchanges are shit. God damn it. And yeah, Tom gets killed by stabby. And then let's make torches, even though one of them is mortally wounded. Tracy takes off. The fire goes out. It turns out she's actually taken over. And then Joe gets here, the guy that's running the whole goddamn operation, because Roger apparently just gave up. They go off into the woods, and then he gets killed by the leather face mask wearing skinwalker creature. That this might have been more effective if it wasn't so meandering and so badly padded and just not good. It's not nearly the worst thing I've seen this year. It's just lazy. That's actually really the biggest indictment of this movie. I hope that everybody can go on, do bigger and better things, bigger and better projects and stuff like that. I might check out more stuff that Brendan and Kellen ended up doing. But yeah, this movie was a miss. It was a miss. It gets an F. I'm not saying don't watch it. There are certainly worse movies out there. It's just not very good because it's not very scary at all. And the dialogue, nothing about this is original. It's just eh. So agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.